Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LEEN 72, hull number 1. And I'm gonna do a little walk around and walk through, starting from the flybridge, working my way down into the main salon and then visiting the amas and the hull. I'm Gregor Tarjan, I'm the owner and founder of Aero Yacht, and we'll be going through some of the highlights of this very special trawler Trimaran. 35 tons, that's the design weight of the boat. Transatlantic range, has 3 engines, 1 main diesel engine, a Cummins 400 horsepower shaft drive diesel, and 2 electric drives. And we will start our tour by going up these stairs and visiting the flybridge. Here's a little dinghy garage that we'll talk about a little later. This whole section of the boat lifts up hydraulically, and you can then drive out a tender. This boat, I believe, has a 4-meter Williams jet tender. So we're continuing our tour of the new LEEN 72. We are walking up the flybridge. This flybridge can be fully customized. So this owner is planning to take the boat via the northern route to America, Greenland, Iceland, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland. This is a lounge. You can configure this any way you want. A big L-shaped, U-shaped settee. This, we have a custom galley, outside galley with refrigerator, freezer, a grill. Here you have the bimini, solid bimini, to radar, a satellite communication system, searchlights. Very expansive, and that can be actually configured any way you want. It can be fully covered. This whole thing can be enclosed if need be. Your main steering station, of course, is downstairs, but this is your flybridge steering station with fore and aft seating. You have your big, huge chart plotters. I'll show that to you downstairs. Your main Cummins 400 horsepower shaft drive diesel, and your 2 20 kilowatt electric drives, 1 in each AMA. And here you have your bow thruster, your repeaters, autopilot, your anchor chain. This is the holder for the VHF. You have semi-flexible Solbian solar panels. I believe they are, I think that's 1 kilowatt of power up front. And you have a perfect visibility. Of course, you can switch one of these screens to video monitoring. You have 6 cameras, 2 in the engine rooms and 4 around the boat, so you can maneuver very, very closely. We also have a yacht controller on this boat, so you can remote controlled walk around the boat and park the boat. You can raise the anchor and lower it. You can even operate the bow thrusters. So this is another seat for your passenger to look around. Okay, so this is the flybridge, and now we're walking downstairs. This is the little 43. This is our baby. This is the 43-foot Neil and Frederic. Here we have a nice view of the transoms. Okay, so as we're walking downstairs, this is a smart feature. You can close this off in bad weather so that it doesn't rain down into the cockpit area. Walking downstairs, and here you get a nice view. Sorry, the mess. We're still working and doing some small things on the boat. Nice view on the in the cockpit. So let's start with the main salon. You have a nice dinette outside. These doors, this whole section disappears into this section. We can't close it because there's a cable here, but I could, just like on the 47, the 51, and the new 52, the 65, and the 43, you can take all these 3 panels and slide them into here. So there's 2 tracks here. So this entire thing is open, creating the famous cockloon right here. So this is the gigantic salon, absolutely beautifully designed by its in-house design. Big dinette, locker space everywhere here. You have a little light controller here, a C-zone. The entire boat is Z-zone, so you can control the lights, pumps, alarms, all from several places where there's these touch screens. This is your remote control for the dinghy garage. The dinghy garage basically is, let's go here in the back. The dinghy garage is right underneath these steps. This entire section opens up. These 4 steps open up, and via these rollers, you can launch a 4-meter Williams diesel tender that is parked in this garage right underneath this deck. There's a couple of layout possibilities where you have either the garage and a little skipper's cabin that can be accessed either via a hatch through the cockpit or from the inside of the salon. So there's various layouts, but for our owner, the owner chose a big, huge Williams tender jet drive that is housed in this garage. It's a one-man operation to launch this tender. So here again, the salon. This is when one can put a big flat screen here if one wanted to, or a painting photograph that then transforms into a TV. There's these new systems that make you that allow this change from the screen. Here we have a household refrigerator and freezer. This is a very nice chef's galley with an extraction hob, an oven, a induction hob, a dishwasher. You have your refrigerator. You have a large sink. Great for the chef to be able to see forward. This is the forward area. This is the forward salon with the forward-facing nav station and the stairs up to the flybridge. You can get to the flybridge 2 ways, either via these stairs or the stairs back from the cockpit where we just came down from. So this is the view aft. This is a real exploration vessel. The owners will spend long periods of time on this boat in complete autonomy. Here is the access to the guest cabin. I will show that to you later. Plenty of locker space here. Locker space for the galley. Here we have another freezer and a refrigerator. You can configure this any way. You can have 2 freezers, 4 refrigerators, or vice versa. So there's there's so much space that there are endless possibilities of configuring your refrigeration. So let's enter now the starboard ama. We're still actually on the bridge deck. So this is the owner suite. So this entire main deck is dedicated on the starboard side to the owner suite, beautifully finished with LED backlighting. Everything can be dimmed. You have excellent cross ventilation. You have a forward-facing hatch and an aft-facing hatch, so you can get a nice breeze. Of course, the boat has diesel heating and full air conditioning. So this is a real luxurious, very comfortable owner suite with beautiful views onto the outside. Imagine you're somewhere in Iceland and looking at a glacier from your bed. It doesn't get much better. Here you have very elegant lighting. You can have a desk here. The owner chose just wardrobes and lockers and drawers. Here you have the big hanging lockers on both sides. And then as we go downstairs into the starboard ama, This entire area is dedicated to the owner's bathroom and head. So aft here is the double shower, double sinks, and a big shower. Very nice teak grating. Tastefully finished with teak highlights, top-notch fittings. Really, as I see that, the larger the Neils and the Leens are, the nicer the finishes. For instance, now we have a solid oak as edgings everywhere. Unlike some of the older Neils where the edging is just simple plywood with a veneer on it, you have now a solid wood, which makes it much durable, much more durable. So this entire wall is hanging lockers and closets. Plenty of storage room, and then here you have the electric flush head, Corian, more lockers. You have a overhead hatch. Every compartment has at least one hatch. Of course, this door closes for privacy. So you have a pretty expansive shower and owner's head bathroom. Okay, so now we're heading back upstairs. Back upstairs into the owner's suite. And again into the main deck salon. And now we walk into the forward salon / pilot house. This is where all the action is. I think majority of the time you will spend, or the owner will spend here. There's a nice desk here. You can configure this any way you want. You can put a sofa in here or a desk. Owner chose a desk. And here we have the main helm station. So I'm gonna go for this seat. Of course, is a custom seat that folds down. You can either lean against it, a leaning seat, or a sitting seat. Easily 2 people fit on here. Very easy. Here you have your U-shaped settee for your guests to hang out. And here, let's start with the with some of the systems here. This is the visibility from the deck house. The deck house is all aluminum. The boat itself is foam composite. The hull is solid Kevlar from 1 meter down. All the entire, everything that's underneath the water is in Kevlar, so great impact resistance. You have your 400 horsepower 6-cylinder Cummins diesel. You have 2 20 kilowatt electric drives right here, the controls. You have your bow thruster. This is your dockmate yacht controller. You can remotely steer the boat, park the boat, or anchor the boat from this very simple unit here that is handheld. Your VHF, your searchlights. This is your fire control. This whole panel is dedicated to the fire systems. These are your windshield wiper, defogger, the port side wiper, the starboard side wiper, your foghorn, which you may need in Maine and Newfoundland, a repeater, your main electric battery shutoff for emergencies, your main start. This is your 20 kilowatt Cummins generator, your anchor chain counter and controller. This is a boat repeater. This is the autopilot. And here we have, cycling through the program, you have your 4 outside cameras and your 2 engine room and systems room cameras. Of course, you can configure this screen any way you want. We have set it up this way. And this is your chart plotter. This right now is configured to show the battery system, the navigation lights. It's all customizable. The boat is 220 and 110. Of course, you have USB outlets everywhere. So this is your 220 system. This is your 110 system. So this boat is around the globe capable. You can plug in everywhere and anywhere. Beautiful teak deck here. And then this goes up to the upstairs flybridge, of which forward is the helm station. Okay, so now let's visit the guest cabins. You have seen now the owner's cabin. Now let's go to the guest cabin. The guest cabin is on the port side. In the port ama, this can be all closed off. So this is a door slash hatch that slides, similar to the 51 and the new 52 that we will introduce very shortly. The Neil 52 sailing trimaran. It's going to be a big sensation. Here is the guest cabin, one of the guest cabins. So you have the entire suite here. The entire ama is dedicated to one guest. You have a window. This is, of course, the shade that's closed right now, but that's a huge window. This is a door to the shower and head compartment. You have a very nice sink here, a seat to change your clothes, and a shower and head combined in one. Very nicely, with nice teak highlights again. Okay, let's go on to the heart of the boat. Let's go into the main hull downstairs. So we are on the main hull now upstairs, actually mid-deck in the salon. And now let's walk downstairs where there is a guest cabin, a head, and the systems rooms. This is your panel, your main panel, 230 volt AC, 120 volt AC right here. And here you have your 12 volts and your 48 volts. So this boat has 4 electrical systems because it needs it because of the lithium-ion batteries. Your main battery switches, and this is your main Victron inverter energy panel. So here we have one of the guest cabins. The nice thing about this configuration is that you have a head here, a day head, that can be accessed from the main deck. And by closing this door off, you have a common head here that everyone can use. But if you close this door here, then you're basically creating a suite. And then this head becomes the main head for this owner, for this cabin, for this guest cabin. And of course you have a shower here and a sink compartment as well. So this is a self-contained, very complete guest area as well. You have access to the anchor locker up front from the outside. I will show that to you once we do the deck tour. So here we are now going back out, back towards the back of the boat, and now we're going into the systems rooms. These are all the inverters and chargers. We have about 1 ton of cabling on this boat. Look how neat everything is cabled. You have a huge ventilation and exhaust systems which you need for this big systems room. This is your Cummins 6-cylinder 400 horsepower main engine. The principle really behind this boat is that you create a true hybrid boat with a reserve backup system, which is this 20 kilowatt generator. So the electric drives, which are one each in each ama, have 3 purposes. One purpose is to help maneuvering in port, in addition to the bow thruster. The second is as a slow motoring, maybe for an hour and a half, 2 hours at 5 knots, just battery, silent motoring, if you have whales around you. Or the third purpose is as a backup emergency propulsion system if the main engine fails, or if you have something wrapped around your prop, to start the generator, it will then burn less than 6 liters per hour. And depending on how much fuel you have in your tank, you can basically have a 3,000 to 4,000 mile range at 6 knots with just the electric engines. So pretty impressive. It's a very smart balance between hybrid technology, green thinking, but yet being responsible in terms of seamanship and safety at sea, and having the reliable backup systems. These are your giant aluminum fuel diesel tanks. We have 3 of them, one here, and one underneath here. 5,000 liter capacity, a giant capacity, so you can have easy transatlantic range, fuel up in the Azores and go on your way. Smart thing about this is that they are right in the center of the boat, so depending on how high or how empty or low they are, they will not affect the balance of the boat. So all the heavy systems, machinery, batteries, tankage, engines are all in the center of a trimaran, and that makes the sailing range of the Neil and the LEEN so special in terms of multi-hull design and dynamics, because everything is centralized. Here you have your hot water tank, your water maker, your air condition, one of the air conditions. You have your tubes, the reverse osmosis tubes for the water maker, one of the fire system containers. Very neat wiring everywhere, easily accessible. And here we go backwards towards the back of the boat. Here's your shaft. You can see the shaft right here, so you can access it very, very easy. Everything around the engine can be seen and worked on without having to do any acrobatics. Here we have now another room, which is the work room. We have designed a very smart work room with, this is your hydraulic pump for the dinghy garage. Your batteries for the line drive to get the dinghy out. And here a little workshop with a vise, a great table. We'll probably put a light up here somewhere so the owner can work on some of the some systems. So this boat is really designed for long range touring. I mean, you have hydraulics here, you have fuel, extra oil, and antifreeze. Okay, so now we're making our way back. Here underneath here is the water tanks. Everything is insulated. All the doors have foam, so you have a pretty silent experience, especially of course when you're on the electric power. Then you have so you have everything very neat. Okay, now we're doing a little deck tour. Let's start with the forward end. So we're going back into the pilot house. There's a nice sliding door here, just like a real trawler. You can access the helm station very quickly, and you are out on the main deck. So I like this Bernard Nivelle design a lot because it really works as an exploration vessel. I'm almost 195 tall, almost 6'3", and I have another easy 3.5 to 4 inches to walk underneath this overhang. You have a nice seat, so you can walk around the entire boat with a rain protection. Everything is covered from the sun or from the elements. True trawler fashion. So now we're walking forward. You have a very nice view onto the bow of the boat. This is actually the window for the forward guest cabin that we saw. Here you have a nice seat. You can always find a nice nook to get out of the weather on this boat. The superstructure is made out of aluminum mostly and composite, depending on the complexity of the panel. True to Explorer fashion, we fitted 2 anchors, one very, very large one, a CQR, and another Delta stainless anchor. This is a huge chain locker. Let's see if we can access this. Here we go. A nice shock absorbers here. So here you have your chain. Very neat, big, huge drop. So there's no fear of the chain catching when you're deploying it or when you're retrieving it. So this entire locker is dedicated to the chain, and you have your deck brush here and some cleaning equipment, but this is a watertight compartment. So you have many crash bulkheads on this boat. This is one of the highlights of Trimarans. They have more watertight compartments than any other multi-hull or monohull, because obviously they have 3 hulls. So that's a big safety factor that should be considered. I personally think these power Trimarans, especially the Trawler design direction, are the future of long-range autonomous travel. They're stable. Their systems rooms make a lot of sense because they centralize all the weight and the systems. They are safe because they have watertight compartments. They have a lot of space, a lot more space than regular trawlers or even catamaran trawlers. They don't roll because they're wider. They have backup systems because you have 3 hulls, so you have the possibility of putting electric drives very smartly in each of the amas. So they make a lot of sense. I think we'll see more and more people trending towards this Trimaran design, whether it be sail or power, just as a LEEN. And I think Eric Brunel, the founder, has done a really good job in entering this market with not too ostentatious designs or prices. They're practical. He comes from a lot of experience, having built thousands of multi-hulls. This is the a storage compartment. Sorry, I got a little distracted. This is the aft port storage compartment where we have fishing gear, diving gear, bicycles, huge storage. You can probably put 15 people down here and easily access here the steering quadrant of the port ama. You can see the rudder, the autopilot feedback. So plenty of storage. Yeah, I think this concluded our tour of the LEEN 72. If you have any more questions, you can email me to gt@aeroyacht.com or visit our website. I'll be happy to spend some time with you and answer any questions that you have. Thank you.